So I wanted to make a video about how to make this kind of neon laser beam, whatever you want to call it, effect in Excel. And you may have seen my artistic kind of flavored videos. Again, I'm a left brain and right brain kind of dude. So that's why I do it, also just kind of for fun. And it gets views. People like it, they enjoy it, and I enjoy doing it. So that being said, I just want to zoom in on these cells just to show you what I've got. We have a background of black, so if I make a new sheet, Shift F11, first thing I want to do is remove grid lines, Alt WVG, and then I'm going to highlight everything and make them all squares. How do I do that? Alt HOW for width, and then 2.2. I figured out that 2.2 is approximately how to make a square in an Excel cell. So now that these are all squares and we don't have our grid lines, I'm just going to block off a area and make it dark. So Alt HH, go over to black, and we have a black background. Next, I'm going to zoom in, Control Alt plus sign, and then I want to show you how to make the neon effect. For that, I'm going to go to my right click menu, FF for Format Cells. And then I want to tab over to, I want to hold down Control Page down to get to Fill, and go to Fill Effects right here, Alt I, since the I is underlined. And then we have a gradient option. We'll pick two colors. We'll make this one actually make this one black. Color one will be black. And color 2 will be what we want to have a neon effect for. Let's do red. And we have our variants here, horizontal, going like this. And this is kind of more a up and down, being gradient black, so I'm going to pick that. And hit OK. OK. And there we go. I'm going to copy it over. As you can see there, kind of get that cool effect. Let's say we want this to be a little bit wider. In order to do that, I'm going to sandwich two gradients in between a just solid beam. So again, go back to formatting, go back to fill effects, and I'm going to choose this one on the top. This one right here. So there we have the top being a gradient. I'm going to sandwich that with a red, Alt HH, go down to a red, sweet. And I'm going to copy this and paste it so it makes it easier when I go to my format. All I have to do is select a different gradient. I don't have to mess with selecting new colors or anything like that. Back to fill effects. And now I'm going to have it where black's on the bottom and red's on the top. Boom. Nice solid laser beam. Kind of cool, huh? So you could use this for all kinds of stuff. Just kind of an accent on your spreadsheet. I'm not going to say what it's possible for because it's endless possibilities. Let's say I want to type in here, laser. And then we'll make that font color white. We'll actually make that a better font, HFF. Let's make it something futuristic looking. Bauhaus. There we go. Retro futuristic. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I'm going to do something I never do, which is merge cells and center them. And I think that looks pretty sweet. If we wanted to get rid of the black here, let's make it a different background color. Also that one. Yeah. Zoom in a little bit. Got the same color. Oops. We got the same color white, and there we got a cool laser beam with the word laser in it. And how would this look if it was gradient to white? Let's check that out. I just love messing with Excel. How about you? Change color 1 to white. Hit OK. Ah, yeah, that is kind of cool. Go down to this one, do the same. Yeah, pretty cool looking, right? And of course you can do individual cells. Let me make this all dark again. I like that laser in the middle. So I'm going to zoom into an individual cell, right click, format, fill effects, and I'm going to show you how I get the effect of just a single cell. I do that from center, and I want color 2 to be the black color. And I'll make color 1, make that yellow. Looks kind of ugly on that display, but I think it looks kind of cool when it has the black background in it. Looks like a star. Kind of reminds me of the Light Bright of the 80s, if you guys know that toy. Maybe we can go for another cool effect using gradient. If we go back to format, fill effects, and I'm going to go down here from corner, and let's see how this looks. I'm going to copy this over to the other cells we want to do to make it easier when we get into this window. Should be an interesting effect. Let's do the rest of them. Kind of neat. It looks like those mash things you used to do in grade school with the paper. Used to kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, you know if you know. And then just kind of mess around with this. Oops. Just a neat way to format your cells to make them a little more interesting. And if you want to make art, make art. If you want to just spruce up your spreadsheets, do that too. And a simpler way to get a neon effect is to actually use the mouse. Yes, you get to see me use the mouse. Basically, if you go up here to Insert and Shapes, you have this little squiggly line. That's just a free form. You can just pick that. And let's make, you can barely see it. Let's make a shape like that, right? So what I'm going to do is go to Shape Effects, go to Glow, and I'm going to pick red. And the color I want for my shape outline, I want that also to be red. Actually, you know what? That looks cool to make it orange. I like that better. So there we have a neon beam. We can move wherever we want. Make a title out of it, or another way to make neon. So let's edit shape and edit points. And it really gets fun. You can make it squiggle all over the place. If you want to write your name in cursive, you can do that, or a title of something. I think that is awesome. And you know what? I might even use that for something I create. Very versatile Excel. So I hope you enjoyed this one. A lot of things you can do with these neon colors. Let me know how you end up using them in the comments. Till next time.